All right. Hello, all of my good friends. Today is my lucky day because I'm meeting some of you for the first time. Also, you can say it's your lucky day. You're meeting me for the first time. So I want to say a big hello to everybody. Let me say a big Money Monday hello to everybody. You know what day it is. You only show up on Monday if you want to work, but I want to say hello to all my good friends here at XM as we begin ourselves another week, an interesting week. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Also, to all the YouTube viewers, social media viewers out there, want to say a big welcome to you. Hope you find a home here, find a place to come back and visit us, find this educational, entertaining, and enlightening all at the same time, and let us help you achieve your goals here at XM. So, my name's Doug Rumor. I've been a 25-year trading veteran and I'm going to spend the next hour with you. So I'll tell you what, the floor is open. Feel free to ask any question, not answer any questions, but ask any questions. Just getting started here. So again, happy Money Monday to all my good friends out there. And let's begin. We're going to talk about chart patterns. We're going to talk about setups. And Mondays are the best days of the week. Hello, sir. How are you? Or hello, JV. Thank you. Welcome to the session. Monday's the best day of the week. It's time for us to right our wrongs from last week or build on the momentum for the upcoming week. And I like to take a look at these weeks at one spot at a time. Just from Monday to Friday as a trader, I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. Everybody does things a little bit differently. But each week, since we're starting a new one, they're all the same. On Sundays, I will look through what I think the market will do by Friday and try to position myself accordingly. And that's what we're going to talk about. We have a couple of interesting things on tap. We have Federal Reserve and we have CPI. So CPI is supposed to come in at 4, and we'll see what the Fed has to say, whether they're going to cut rates or they're going to freeze rates. So these are a couple of big announcements, or I should say short-term big announcements as to how we shape our future. The interesting thing about these is, will they be enough catalyst to drive these markets higher than they already are? The US 500, which is the S&P, is has up 24% since the October lows. We're officially in bull market territory with that. Official bull market territory now with the US 100, which is the Nasdaq, and that's where we sit today. And we'll talk a little bit about what kind of positions we should be looking at as the week progresses. Now, I got a question there about gold. Kumani, welcome to the session. And also Mossy, am I saying that right? Hope I'm saying that right. So let's take a look a little bit about gold. Again, this session is chart patterns. And if this is the first time that you're meeting me, I want to pass on a couple of not strategies, but I want to pass a couple of things off to you here that I think will help you no matter what you choose to trade uh, from now or in the future. And a chart pattern, or why we look at charts, is because what we're trying to do is judge the emotional level of the participants that are trading. So I know some of you have heard this before, but if this is your first time, we may never meet again. So let me share something with you to help you analyze any type of instrument that's pretty easy. The chart that you're looking at is a way to gauge the emotional level of the people that trade. This is the most important thing available, right? And the reason that it is because the market does not care right now about inflation. They do always care about the Fed, inflation, not so much. The question is, can I still buy some more high flying tech stocks? What's the next investment? What's the next speculative trade? What's the next big high flying runner? And where can I find it? That's what they're doing. And they're using, most people when they trade, they're not using charts. They're using emotions. They're buying for a principle or a belief or something like that. Hello, Musa. All right. So when you look at gold, the first thing I like to do for all of you is begin with the daily chart, day by day action, a day by day feel of what is this thing doing and where are we at right now with the cycle. So when you look at gold, what is it that you see with gold over the last, let's say, 6, 8, 10 days, right? One of my favorite, I don't know. What is my favorite? Uh, Markets change, people don't. Let's go with markets change, people don't. All the same, only the names that change. Let's go. Hopefully that was a good one. I might come up with a few more, Moose, if you stick around that come out of my brain here. It's a little early here in Vegas, 4 o'clock in the morning. So back to gold. Um, something I teach a lot for the new people is I like to build teachings that are easy for anyone to learn in just a few minutes rather than get yourself in complicated strategies. Draw a line at the recent high, draw a line at the recent low. This is what I call the box theory. All right. Pretty simple box theory. Now, the theory that goes behind the box theory is as you approach these upper areas, you should become more sell oriented in your thinking. So if you have a position, you may wish to look to sell it. And if you don't have a position, you may look to initiate a sale. And the opposite applies down here is normally it's a better area to buy than it is to sell, right? It's just all these assets move from one level to another level, back to another level, now to another level, and back to another level. Okay. So this is obviously stuck in the middle. That's right. The chart is a chart. So this is stuck in the middle, Kumani, dead center. Now, what does that mean to all those who trade it? You guys follow what I'm saying? Top to bottom. Now, if you're in the middle, the question becomes, how do you achieve an objective? Like, how do you know if this is going to break out and go higher or sell off and go lower, right? And maybe that's why the question is asked. And the answer is nobody knows this right now. There's not a clear and present direction from a daily chart perspective that tells us, oh, this is ready to go or this is ready to sell, right? So when you look at this, you're struggling a lot right here at 19, let's say 1970, right? Now, what I've always suggested to traders, aspiring traders, and everyone else is we don't make up these numbers. The market chooses these numbers. So for quite some time, you go back here to May 17th, gold has had trouble with 1970. That's what it means. So nobody wants to buy it right now at 1970. Now, maybe they'll change their mind today or tomorrow or next week or not at all, right? They seem to also want to buy it at 1930 down here, right? 1930. So, what is gold? I think gold right now is trapped. It's trapped in an area to just get to the point here, Kumani, not to waste your time, but it's trapped in a point. And these are what chart patterns are. The chart tells us right now that if you buy this or you sell this, where is the advantage or the indication, right? We use indicators, the word indicator, indication that something is going to happen. It's not there, in my opinion. It isn't there. In order for this to have a big move where a trader is really going to make a huge sum, unless they're a scalper or a high frequency day trader, if you're swing trading this right now, then to get a big bold move, you don't have that edge right now. Now maybe when US markets open, it starts to move in a direction, but right now it is, how do I say this in the easiest way possible? It's just stuck. It's stuck in a really tight range. It's trapped within a range. Now, that's okay. So what that means is your trade has to be centered around that short duration. So it's neither rallying aggressively or going through an expansion like this, 3, 4 days of a consistent up move, 3, 4 consistent days of a down move. And that's not going to happen here in gold until one of these other levels have been breached, right? So that's where the big move will come. Now, in between that, we're going to have to work with what we have. So that's how I see gold. It's nothing right now. All right, round two. I somehow got disconnected by the powers of the internets that sometimes happens out there in the world. So I'm back. Anyway, if I happen to get cut off again, don't forget in just a few minutes, we're going to be switching over to our live sessions here with XM that we do every day that the market is open. We have the beginner rooms and the advanced room. You're watching the advanced session right now on chart patterns, but make sure there's a link down at the bottom to join us where we can finish this conversation. Because again, our goal is to try to get people to look at trading from the perspective of a professional trader on how you can make money over the long term. Now, I was chit chatting there about gold. Uh, my kind of style, which is all I can share from you, is to get a daily picture of an instrument. What is it doing on the daily? Is it ready for a big move? Is it not ready for a big move? Now, back to gold, we don't have that right now. Now, also remember that any given moment in the middle of the day, it could blow through that 1970 to the upside. It could sell off to the 1930 to the downside. At any given minute, this could change just like that. That's markets. But as of right now, you don't see that. Now, why this is important for you traders is because of this. You don't want to put your money into something unless it's ready to move, right? And the only way that we know it's ready to move is from the chart, right? That's the only way that we know. So if somebody says, I am bullish on Facebook, I am bullish on gold, I am bullish on the euro. The word bullish is so misused, and same way with bearish in our circles. It's pathetic because bullish, what do you mean by your time horizon? I know Musa knows this, but for everything that we do, you have an idea, then you have time. Time is what we are all trying to figure out. And most traders never know that, right? They never know that. So, like Kumani, when you say gold, gold is time. What time do you think it's going to go higher? If you think it's going to go higher, is that today, tomorrow, next week, next month, right? And again, the only way that we know that is through the charts. So as of now, no clear direction, but there could be some scalps intraday for the advanced traders where you have a little bit more advanced movements looking at shorter time frames. You see you're having a little bit of trouble here. Shorter time frame. You see this? Pretty clear right here, guys. Here's gold. Imaginary line up top. You protrude through it, you sell. You come back, you sell. You come back, you sell. You see that? Lots of selling. Now, all that means right now when we talk about chart setups and chart patterns, just to make your life easy for the rest of your trading life, to make it easy. You don't want to buy it there, right? Obviously, there's a wall there. Just think of an imaginary wall. And every time it hits it, gold's coming off of it. Not really important why, it just is. Hello there, Rick. So remember, don't want to buy here. Not right now. It's not a good spot to initiate your position.